probably the number one reason I hear from people who say they can't start their personal chef business, even though cooking is the thing they're most passionate about in the world and they're totally committed and they really want to. They say the one reason, the only thing stopping them from starting their personal chef business is that they don't have the money. And I get why people feel like this. We've all done this. We kind of get caught up in that thinking that this costs money, money I don't have. We either don't have it or we don't want to spend money on that, and we're thinking about the cost and the spending. But when you really look into this, it's super interesting because it really comes from the mistaken belief that getting training or coaching is a cost, and not really seeing the difference between a cost and an investment. So what's the difference? So a cost is something that you buy that has no return. So like when you buy a latte, or I looked up, this is hysterical, the statistics on the average cost of a pair of jeans in 2018 was $165. Now, I don't know who in the heck that average is because I'm not buying jeans for $165, but there's a stat for you. So that's a cost. You buy a pair of jeans, you're not getting a return on that. Or like a dinner for two at a high-end steakhouse with a couple glasses of wine, that's easy going to be $250 on the bottom end. So those are costs. You put money in, you get something, but that's the end of the transaction. Well, an investment is when you put money in and you have potential to actually get money back. For instance, everyone knows the stock market. You buy stock because you're expecting to get a return on your investment. So that's the exact same thing with training and coaching. You invest in yourself by getting training or getting coaching who will help you, and in return, you get a business that makes you money. You start your business the right way, you avoid making mistakes, you get paying clients faster because you learned what to do and how to do it. So the money that you invest in training and coaching helps you start a business that makes you money, and it will make you more money than it costs you. That is an investment, because what you're really investing in is you and your business. When you pay for training and coaching, you invest one time, but your business returns that investment over and over and over. So let's look at a real example. You up for a little math? We'll see if I can manage to do some fancy graphics on this or not. So let's say you invest $1,000 and you get one weekly client. So if you're just making, the average personal chef rate is $335 for a weekly meal service client. In 1 month, you'll have made $1,340. So you've paid back your investment and you've made more. And as you continue to cook for that client, you'll make money over and over and over. And that's if you get one client back from your investment of what you learned. So think about it. What if it was an investment of that $1,000 and you get 2 weekly clients? That's $2,680. So your return is over 6 times as much, but it's every month, month after month after month. You're putting money into your business once and it pays you back over and over and over again. So you can totally play with those numbers depending on what you want. Do you want to work part-time? Do you want to work full-time? Do you want to focus on those weekly meal service clients where you would add the math up that way? Or do you want to add in special event catering on weekends or maybe cooking lessons? So you can factor all that in too. So when you're looking at getting started, you have to decide how much is that worth it to you? And how much is it worth it to you to get started faster? So if you invest in training and you get a client in 30 days, is that a worthwhile investment for you? Does that investment pay off for what you want? Or do you want to go it on your own and maybe take a few months longer to get started? Because what's super interesting about that is if you look at it, you invest that $1,000 one time and the next month you make $1,340. But then the month after you make $1,340. and the next month you make 1,340. So let's say you do it on your own and it takes you a few months to get started. So you don't have that initial investment. So the first time you get paid to cook, you're making a profit. But you don't have those first few months of income either because it's taken you longer. Taken you longer to do research, taken you longer to get started. Maybe you made a couple mistakes that kind of slowed you down. So at the end, if we're just comparing 4 months, you actually have lost money that you could have been making. Interesting, huh? Now, of course, that's just an example of getting one weekly client. So if your goals are bigger than that, then the numbers are bigger and you can look at that and figure it out. So if money is actually your biggest concern, then which way is more important for you to go? Would you rather invest in yourself and your business and get started faster without mistakes and problems and get support that you need when you want it? Or is it better to do it yourself, take a few months longer, and end up behind in how much you could have actually made, taking, a few months longer to get into those paying clients? So that's really interesting and a little food for thought for you, because the clients are out there and they're hungry for what you're cooking. So don't make them wait.